In block number 735,000, Bitcoin hit a mining milestone, crossing the halfway point on the way to its next halving. The block was mined by Poolin, a multi-cryptocurrency mining pool, custodial wallet, block explorer, and transaction accelerator. Halvings occur every 210,000 blocks, and May 5th marked the crossover point into the second leg of 105,000 blocks. Now, I've done a couple of episodes really diving into and sharing the knowledge that I have on Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, so I don't plan on getting into all of the technicals again here tonight, but I definitely suggest that you take a moment, when you have a moment, to check those out. I'll leave a link to them below. Good evening. You are listening to another episode of Black Man Into the Wild. I'm blessed to be here with you all tonight, and as always, I'm blessed to have you here with me as well. This evening, we're going to be talking about where we are exactly in the current Bitcoin halving cycle. And I also want to give an update on a Bitcoin mining company called CleanSpark. Now, I recorded an episode a couple of months back where the focus was on China's ban on digital cryptocurrency mining, forcing a controversial industry to migrate and expand here in the United States. In the episode, the two Bitcoin mining companies specifically that we talked about were Marathon Digital Holdings and CleanSpark. While many miners are going the vertically integrated route by owning infrastructure and power sources, Marathon is using different tactics. The company owns its machines but partners with other companies that provide infrastructure as well as power companies that offer primarily renewable energy. Marathon's focus this year is to deploy the miners it has purchased. They expect to have 199,000 Bitcoin miners producing approximately 23.3 exahash by early 2023, and plans for its mining operations to be 100% carbon neutral by the end of 2022. Founded in 1987, CleanSpark's over 3 decades of energy technology innovation and intellectual property gives them a diversified revenue stream and an edge over new startups in the Bitcoin mining field. Now, we won't get into it too much today, but CleanSpark recently announced it would be expanding its mining operations into Texas with up to 500 megawatts of renewable power in an agreement with Houston-based Lancium, an energy technology and infrastructure company. The expansion at full deployment will add up to 16 exahash to CleanSpark's existing hash rate. But before we get started today, as always, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share with your friends if you like what you hear. Let's take a look at this first story from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin celebrates halfway to the halving with new hash rate record. This one caught my eye a couple of weeks ago because amidst all of the recent noise out there, I think it provides some great context to where we are in the current Bitcoin halving cycle. So let's get into it. The Bitcoin hash rate hit another all-time high and the 105,000th block since the last halving was mined, marking the halfway to the next halving. The halving cycle is a unique device that envelopes the Bitcoin issuance rate. As a result of the halving cycle, the supply of available Bitcoin decreases, raising the value of Bitcoins yet to be mined. The previous halving occurred on May 11th, 2020 as Bitcoin entered its fourth epoch, and the next halving is due to take place in April 2024. The decentralized peer-to-peer electronic cash system also struck a new record. The mining hash rate hit an all-time high. The hash rate hit 249.1 exahashes per second overnight on May 4th, topping the previous all-time high by 1 exahash. In essence, with the hash rate consistently setting new highs, Bitcoin security, as these computers or miners work to secure the network, has never been stronger. One of the reasons I wanted to record this episode is because there's been so much FUD out there in the media recently. I think a lot of manufactured macroeconomic trends that have been putting some downward pressure on the price of Bitcoin. Now, the first time I spoke about this company, I mentioned it would be a fun one to watch. And now CleanSpark aims to grow their Bitcoin mining output by over 20% through immersion cooling. The technology is expected to make the Bitcoin miners' operations more sustainable and efficient. CleanSpark, a sustainable Bitcoin mining and energy technology company, has bought 20 megawatt immersion cooling infrastructure for its Norcross, Georgia Bitcoin mining facility and is aiming to increase its mining efficiency by over 20%. The technology will increase its mining productivity and reduce its operational expenses. CleanSpark's CEO, Zach Bradford, says that the company is consistently seeking ways to make operations more sustainable and productive while achieving maximum performance. He says deploying an environmental-friendly cooling technology that also increases the economics of our Bitcoin mining operations was an obvious choice for the company. In liquid immersion cooling, which is an alternative to traditional air cooling systems, mining machines are fully immersed in a synthetic hydrocarbon compound liquid that has no electrical conductivity and is fully biodegradable. The specialized liquid can reduce heat, power consumption, and noise stemming from the computers, as well as prolong the lifespan of the machines, allowing miners to maximize profit. This approach is in stark contrast with air-cooled data centers, the current standard in the Bitcoin mining industry, which require regular cleaning or replacement of the machine or filters because the constant flow of air carries minute particle matter such as dust and pollen. As more miners continue to enter the digital asset mining sector, companies are looking to use more innovative technologies, including immersion cooling, to stay ahead of the competition. Most recently, Riot Blockchain, one of the world's largest Bitcoin miners, said that it plans to increase mining hash rate up to 50% by using 200 megawatts of immersion cooling technology at its Windstone facility in Texas. The use of immersion cooling at CleanSpark's Norcross plant will occur in phases. The first 8 megawatts came online in February, and when fully implemented, the project will consist of 180 liquid-filled tanks, with each tank holding 33 units of the Antminer S19J Pro mining machines. Now, when the next halving occurs, Bitcoin miners will see their revenues cut in half as the block subsidy reward will change from the current 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 Bitcoin reward. The current Bitcoin network issuance has an annual inflation rate of around 1.74%. And when the next halving occurs, 105,000 blocks from now, Bitcoin's inflation rate will be an estimated 1.1% per annum. At the end of the first quarter this year, CleanSpark had over 22,000 Bitcoin mining machines in operation, with over 20,000 Bitmain S19 series rigs pending delivery and deployment in batches through October 2022. Despite all the recent buzz that Bitcoin and the miners have been creating, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt surrounding the future of cryptocurrency still has some institutional and many retail participants largely on the sidelines. And while they watch and wait to see how Bitcoin will perform throughout the current crypto and equities bear market, this may be a potential generational opportunity for intrepid investors with a timeline aligned with the next halving. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another episode of Black Man into the Wild. Have a great night.